Hi guys and welcome again to the Explain Flight Academy. Well, I'm happy that you're here, and today I'd like to show you what are the important things to obey when it's about to plan a flight. Yes, flight planning and flight preparation is one of the most important things when it's about to fly from A to B, and not only to fly traffic circuits. So a good preparation, a well preparation of things like weight and balance, weather and routing are extremely important to commence a safe and successful flight. So we will put an emphasis on how to plan a flight, especially concerning the routing. And for the sequence, I've opened the portal of the Deutsche Flugsicherung, DFS, German ATC. And we can see the map, the official ICAO map of Germany, which you can use to plan your flight. And this is a very useful and moreover free of charge tool to plan your flight that I've used for all my real flights as well, and I've never had any problems with it. So let's have a closer look at it. There's a mask on top, and you can enter some of the most important details of your flight. It's part of your official flight planning. You have to print it out, and in case something happens to you, you can prove that you have prepared your flight. And don't forget, guys, preparing your flight is not only recommended, it's a duty. So please plan your flights, and if you fly in Germany, then use this tool. I can clearly recommend it. Okay, the first thing to do is to enter your aircraft registration. We'll take Delta Echo Echo Foxtrot Golf, for example, and we will depart from Nuremberg, which is Echo Delta Delta November. Okay, so what's our destination for today? Let's have a bit of longer flight. Let's say we're gonna take it to Erfurt, Echo Delta Delta Echo. Okay, we will ignore the alternate airports and have a closer look at the routing, so we can maximize the map for the first step. Okay, what you can see is the direct line, the gray circle distance from Nuremberg to Erfurt. You can see the straight line. You can actually fly, but as you can already think, it's it's not about flying the straight line. We have to obey a few more things. So you can do it in this tool with two ways. You can enter your waypoints, for example, the airfield of Coburg, which is Echo Delta Quebec Charlie, or you point straight at the map and can enter the points by this way. But before we can enter any point, we should check out what we have to obey. So let's have a closer look at our departure airport Nuremberg. What we can see here is that we have a Delta airspace, which is from ground up to 3,500 feet, and two blue rings surrounding it, Charlie airspaces from 3,500 to flight level 70, and flight level, and the outer ring from 4,500 feet to flight level 70. So we have the first restriction when it's about to fly to Erfurt. We should not fly higher than 3,500 feet in the first ring and not higher than 4,500 feet in the second ring. This is the first limitation, and of course we have to fly via the departure routes November, Oscar, Foxtrot or Sierra. As we depart to the north, we should take the route November or Oscar in the east of Nuremberg. So let's assume we will depart from runway 10 in Nuremberg, from left to the right, as we can say. It's practical to depart via Oscar. So we can click on Oscar. The map zooms out again. That's pretty shitty in my opinion, but not a big problem. But yeah, the point Oscar will automatically add it to your route. That's very good as well. And you can see the route is a bit shifted according to the original route, but this is no problem at all. Okay, so what do we have to obey when planning routes? At first, we should check the weather. The weather is, Mother Nature's natural restriction of flying, and especially the lower cloud boundary. So, how low do the clouds sink? Are they almost kind of foggy? Are they almost on the ground level? Is the cloud base at flight level 100? So we don't have to care about it at all. Mostly there are no clouds, or the solution is in between. In our case, we do not consider any clouds, or we can say they start at flight level 100, so they do not play any role in our calculation. So we should consider our routing vice versa. We should have a look at how low can we fly. The clear recommendation is to have at least 2,000 feet above ground level when flying cross-country, but you can also fly lower, of course. So what we can see here in our routing, I'll zoom out a bit, you can see that beside the blue line there's a transparent blue corridor, and this is the 20-mile corridor from left to the right. We'll take it a little bit closer, a 10 miles corridor. That's a more useful way, and you can already see, okay, our corridor is getting a bit tighter. So we will have a look at a corridor from Oscar up to Erfurt, and we should check the right side and the left side as well. What are the highest obstacles on our way, and what's the elevation of the ground? So when we've reached Oscar and we head straight to the north, I think it's a true course of about 350 degrees. We can see there's a windmill at 2117 above sea level, not above ground level, above sea level, of course. Let's get a bit farther to the north. We can see there's a tower at 2233 above sea level. The elevation at Staffelberg is almost 1,900 feet. Coburg Airfield is at about 1,503 feet. Coburg itself 1,486, and again 2 windmills at almost 2,000 feet. These are the altitudes and elevations you should take in consideration when it's about flight planning, and I clearly recommend you to plan your route into several sections. So, what makes sense? There's no common definition, but I wouldn't fly from Oscar to Erfurt all the straight way. I would, plan some sections indeed. So we can say, for example, the first section you fly is from Oscar to Bamberg, Echo Delta, Quebec Alpha. So you can enter after the direct shortcut, Echo Delta, Quebec Alpha, and the tool will automatically select the airfield of Bamberg for you. So from Bamberg, it's common to take the airfield of Coburg, Echo Delta, Quebec Charlie, and finally from Coburg to Erfurt we can easily take, on the one hand, Pennewitz or Arnstadt Alkersleben. Never heard of that airfield before, but it's got a concrete runway, so we take Echo Delta Bravo Alpha. And finally, we have a route which is divided into several sections. We can control easier than the direct route from Nuremberg to Erfurt. So let's consider our first section from Oscar to Bamberg. How long is this intersection? Well, just minimize the full screen, go on this section, and you can see from Oscar to Bamberg we have a distance of 24 miles. Yeah, if you take Cessna 152, for example, and you're in a flight and straight level flight, your indicated airspeed is at about 100 knots. Your true airspeed is 100 to 120 knots. So you should cover a distance of 24 miles in about 12 to 20 minutes. So we have, as already mentioned, the windmill here. We have this little airfield at 1066 above mean sea level. Let's go ahead. There is a coal plant or something like that at 1264. Furthermore, the tower 2233. So we should orientate us at the highest obstacle we have. It's 2233 feet. Difficult to spell. Southeast of Bamberg. So what's the minimum elevation, the minimum safety altitude we should fly? There are several ways to determine it. You can have a look at the number 2 and 6. These are the maximum elevation figures. Short explanation, what is the maximum elevation figure? The map, as you can see, is divided into several squares, or almost squares, and the maximum elevation figure is a determination of the highest obstacle in that square plus an additional safety altitude, a fictional additional safety altitude. So we can have a look what's in this square, the highest obstacle. It's, I guess it's here. It's the windmills at almost 2,500 feet, and there's an additional safety margin, so of about 100 feet, just to say. And then you round it up to the next even number, and you have a minimum safety altitude of 2,600 feet when you consider the maximum elevation feet. And what is taught in flight schools is orientate yourself at a maximum elevation feet and add additionally 500 feet on top. So if you take this calculation, you should fly at minimum 3,100 feet, or you can have a look at a 10 miles corridor we adjusted, and you look here: 2177, 1155, 1264, 2233 and 2297. You take the highest obstacle, which is 2297, round it up to 2300, and add additionally 500 feet, so it's 2,800 feet minimum safety altitude. So if your cloud base is coming closer to the ground, if it's starting to rain, or if there's any different reason, you should at least, folks, fly 2,800 feet in order to be absolutely safe. If you want to be even a bit safer, fly at least 3,100 feet, and you will be on the safe side. If there is no reasonable explanation for flying that low, you should, in my opinion, even fly higher. 4,000 feet, 5,000 feet, or even 6,000, 7, 8, or if you want, 9,000 feet. But do not forget, you have your Charlie airspace limitations, so until Echo Delta Quebec X-Ray, Hetzlesser Berg as it's called, you should not fly higher than 3,500 feet, the lower Charlie limitation, and until reaching the vicinity of Forchheim, you should not climb higher than 4,500 feet, or you will commence an airspace violation, which is punished with a tremendous fee, which is 4, 5, 6,000 euro. That's at the ATC discretion. So, and to shorten this video, I will not do it for the other sections, but the principle is exactly the same. orientate yourself at the maximum elevation feet, or take your route into consideration. What's my highest elevation? What's my highest obstacle at 500 feet? And fly this elevation. Oh no, do not fly this elevation. Fly this altitude above mean sea level. So this is one of the basics, how to calculate your altitude for flying cross-country. And in our next videos we will have a look at weight and balance, weather planning, and fuel calculation as well. So thank you very much for watching, have a nice evening, and bye bye.